Highcroft friends. Today we are going to be starting to make two little books. One is the elements of art. The second is going to be the principles of design. These are the building blocks of creating art. The elements of art are often thought of as sort of the ingredients that would go into a recipe. The principles of design would be the directions of what to do with those ingredients, and when you bake them all up and you add ideas and expressions and emotions, which would be, I guess, the stove, you get some beautiful works of art. Now, normally when we're in the classroom, I sort of refer to these things as they relate to specific projects that we're doing, but this time around, we're going to just focus on the elements and the principles of design themselves so that you can understand them a little bit better. And if you go into any sort of design or art career, your future teachers will thank me. So let's get started with creating the books. These are just little books. Right now, there's nothing in them. We're going to take a few weeks to discuss each of the elements and principles. So right now, the inside of my examples are empty, and yours will be after we finish this, because it's going to take a little time just to make the two. And then, of course, you're going to want to design your covers in some way, just with the words elements of art and principles of design and your name. And then you can see I added some other decorative elements to the covers of my books as well. I'm only going to explain how to make the book once. So the beauty of having a recording is that you can go back and watch it again if you need to. So I'm going to try to go slowly and explain it to you. And then we're going to take a look at our notebook, our art workbook, and we'll take a look at what words need to go into it. But let's just start with the paper. So what you're going to need a pair of scissors. To make the book, you actually don't need any staples or glue. It's all a folding technique, which some of you may have done in the past, but probably not all of you. I'm sure not all of you. And then you're going to need one of those big pieces of paper that I gave you, along with all of the art supplies and then other school supplies that you got. So if you got the workbook, you should have gotten some paper. Now, if you don't have a workbook or paper, find some paper, the biggest paper you have available. If it's smaller than this, just make the best of it. But if you have some of this big paper, we're going to need two pieces. Okay, so if you need to pause to get those things, you can do that, but I'm going to go ahead and get started and assume that you have it. So what we're going to be doing to start with is some folding. We're going to start by doing what we often call the hot dog folds. We're going to take that paper and we're going to fold it in half. Now let's see, that's not half, so I need to go back and get it to be half. This should be a little bit easier for you because you're not having to do this in front of a camera. Okay, so you're just going to line up those edges and fold it in half. Then you're going to open it back up, and I'm going to turn it a quarter of a turn. So now it's 12 ways. And now I'm going to fold it in half again. I'm going to take that bottom edge, bring it up, match up the edges, and give it a fold. I need to do that twice. So I'm going to take that folded bottom, bring it up to match the edge. Again, carefully lining it up, and then giving it a good crease. All right. Now we need to open it all up. And if you did it correctly, you should have 8 sections. If you don't have 8 sections, might want to try again. So if you have your 8 sections, when I fold this in half, I can see I have 4 sections, so I just opened it up. I'm still holding it tall ways. And I'm folding it in half again like this. Now, I'm going to grab a pen and draw a line. You can use a pencil. I'm using pen so you can see it a little bit better. But you're going to draw a line from where that fold is, okay, at the bottom, on the fold line here, okay? So there's an actual fold here, and then there's a fold line right here. I'm going to go up that vertical fold line all the way until I reach that horizontal fold line that's in the middle. Make that a little closer so you can see it. Okay, now I just did that because that's where we're going to be cutting. Now I want you to notice when I open this up, okay, the fold, that line is drawn there. It's not at the top. It's at the top, you did it wrong. All right, so this is a fold right here. I'm going to start at the fold. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm going to start at the fold and I'm going to cut. Cutting on that line and stopping when I get to the middle. So it looks like that. If I open it up, I've got a little hole I can peek through. Okay? You have the hole you can peek through, you did it right. So now I'm going to fold it in half, hot dog style, long ways. And I'm going to press in. I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see what that looks like. See how it's creating this opening. And I'm going to keep bringing those ends together until they start to flop down. All right, when they flop down, I'm going to grab those other 2 ends, and then I'm going to take this top flap and then just fold it over. Okay. Now I have my book. And when you open up the book, you can turn the pages. Do not do any additional cutting. If you do, the pages will fall out. So you should have a cover, and then you have 1, 2, turn the page, 3, 4, turn the page, 5, 6, and then a back. That's your book. You're going to need to do that twice because we're actually making 2 books. So again, if you don't remember how to do it, just rewind. You can watch me again or however many times you need to. I'm going to move on because I have a limited amount of time to actually record. So I want to talk about the words. The words that go in there can be found in your book. So if you look in the book, there's one page that says, I can learn principles of design. And there is another page that says elements of art. So for elements of art, you're going to have a page of line, one with shape and form, one with color, one with texture, one with space, and one with value. And it'll look something like this. I'm just writing the words. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what those words mean in future lessons. For principles of design, you're going to have a page with pattern and emphasis, variety or contrast, unity and balance, rhythm and movement, and proportion. Fun fact, there's no vowel in rhythm other than that word. So this is all you need for now. Again, take a little time to decorate the cover. Also, please take some time to watch the other videos that I've posted that explain briefly about elements of art and principles of design. And we'll do some more tutorials like I'm giving you right now, and also watch a few more videos. And when we're all finished with these books, we're going to understand this, and we're going to be able to look at a work of art and not just understand, but be able to discuss the elements of art and the principles of design. and use them in our own artwork. So until next time, enjoy making your books, and I'll see you back here for your next lesson. Bye.